also called the Proctor Building. So we're going to show you guys, and if you live in Mount Vernon, you know, what really makes the heartbeat of Mount Vernon is City Hall, where I work in my part-time role as councilman. And I'm also going to show you the Blackwood Court Building as well. So you know to the right, so is everybody listening? So you know to the right is the courthouse, and then in the police station, the building to the far right was added on, but it looks so much like the original building, you don't really notice the architectural difference. Right. And then of course here in the 1930s, it built was City Hall when they realized that all of the little villages that were around were incorporated into one. Right here there's a parking lot, but before this parking lot was here years back, it was the RKO Theater. Closed. Right. But it was closed in the end, and then they tore it down. The city took the property and built a parking lot in the early 80s, I believe, mid-80s or so.
They should really bring back a movie theater.
We need more movie theaters. We need movie theaters. We need more laissez-faire. Yeah. We were talking about chess play.
Like television.
Right, right.
One screen, not a multiplex.
So even though 4th Avenue is our shopping district, 5th Avenue is what really divides the city between north and south. So we're going up 5th Avenue, we're going to take you pretty much all the way down to the New York City line. To the right here, this red brick building is a New York Telephone building. A lot of people haven't been in that building, but New York Telephone has a lot of infrastructure in there as well. That's where a lot of the cable, you know, the wiring system was done back in the day. And of course, we have a beautiful Grace Baptist Church. There was a smaller church there in the past, but that is a phenomenal building. And right here in the corner, Grace bought all of the land. They're going to build a tabernacle on the corner as soon as they finish getting their funding. And I know I mentioned to you before on 2nd Street, if you look up the line, you can see on both ways more of the steeples. So you can see the original First United Methodist Church steeple with the clock tower there. Now you know this is a school, I don't know if you've ever been in, but it's a performing arts school back in the day. Their stage is really designed and around, catered to performing arts. I don't know if you watch the Food Cooking Network, but there's a gentleman by the name of Bobby Flay. He's a well-known chef, and he had this show called Bobby Flay's Throwdown. And he decided to come to Mount Vernon to...
I saw that.
He decided to challenge one of his culinary classmates called Nigel up here in Mount Vernon. And Nigel makes an awesome thing called, I didn't make up the name, but the steak is called Big Ass Steak. It's a huge ribeye steak, and excellent restaurant. It's a very big steak.
Nice outdoor area too.
They have a nice, and you feel like you're in the Caribbean. You feel like you're in Jamaica. The food is excellent. If you ever have the opportunity, come, but bring cash. They only take cash. Good morning, everybody. Hi. I'm Marcus Griffin. I'm one of the councilmen in this city. I'm also a historian. I love Mount Vernon so much, I start to collect the history of Mount Vernon. So I'm going to stand in the middle. I hope you all can hear me. You know, we're almost in the middle of Mount Vernon right now, and one of the nicest features is that there's a nice circle that is now again in Mount Vernon. Years back, the circle was there, and because of so many accidents, the circle was removed. But the mayor that we have is an architect, and he decided that we needed that circle back again as a nice feature. So there was some wrangling going on, and we got a lot of state funding. He put the circle back. Now, a lot of people criticize the circle, but the circle has gotten awards because of its architectural design and restoration to what was here before. Another feature, if you look to our left, you see Hartley Park. Now, Hartley Park was donated. Let me know if you can't hear me. Hartley Park was donated by the Hartley family, and one of the features that they talked about was that the statue that is now in the middle of the circle needed to be in the circle. So there were years back when when the circle was removed, we put the statue in Hartley Park. And just recently, it was known that we're going to go around the circle and go down Gramington Avenue to the left. So the Hartley family said we want to serve. It became 100 years since the Hartley family gave us this park right here. And one of the things that we read when we were reading over the will was that the statue needs to be in the circle. So the mayor put the statue back in the circle, and he put the fountain in there as well. Now, one of these stories that I hear about the City Hall being councilmen is that the circle, the monument and the fountain was not supposed to be that big. But when Mayor Davis went to Italy to see some of the fountains, he saw this one that was so much bigger, and he says, that's glorious, I want that. So the circle became bigger than it was originally planned, but it's quite beautiful, and we won a lot of awards for it. If you look at a map of Mount Vernon, sometimes you can't tell where you are, but when you see that circle in the center, you have that focal point. It's a nice design.
They should have shows.
Yes.
Hi, we're here at Lincoln Barbecue, the fourth stop on our food crawl, the first annual food crawl, A Taste of Mount Vernon. I'm so excited and thankful that Shirley and Gilbert were able to participate. Today they're providing us with shrimp turnovers and codfish fritters, but they're also known for their lobster bisque. So come on over and check out Lincoln Barbecue on West Lincoln Avenue.
Where the blades were underneath the man. The Army bought 12 of them, and it was developed at one of these factories right here behind Home School. Wow. At the bottom of the hill, there's a traffic light. Do you have any more lights? Remember we were so in a museum in Norfolk, Virginia, is this helicopter that was developed here in Mount Vernon. The government bought 12 of them. There's only one existing in the country, and it's in the museum in Norfolk. Another story, everybody knows Felicia Rashad, right? Yeah. Felicia Rashad's first husband was from Mount Vernon too. He lived in one of these blocks right here. He was a member of the Village People. So one time I was doing some campaigning, and I go into one of the ladies' houses, and I see these gold records on her wall. And I'm like, this is what's going on here. And she thought I knew. I had no clue. She finally told me that her son was part of the Village People, and you know, he married Felicia Rashad and that sort of thing. And I didn't know that one of the Village People grew up in Mount Vernon, but sure enough, he lived in one of these streets right here. Now, I did a lot of research on Nina Simone. I did a lot of work on Nina Simone, and one thing that Nina was talking about in her book was that her daughter, were friends with the Malcolm X daughters, Betty Shabazz's daughters. When Nina was having a little bit of issues and going through her musician thing, she left for a period of time, and she left her daughter here. And Betty Shabazz tried to reach Nina Simone and say, hey, do you want me to enroll your daughter in the Montessori school around the corner, because hey, you're not here and it's about time for her to go to school. So the story is that Nina Simone's daughters hung out with Betty Shabazz's daughters, and Betty Shabazz lived right here at this house. Now before Betty Shabazz had the house was owned by Congresswoman Bella Abzug. She was a very famous congresswoman, and she was very well known for her hats and for her style and everything. She lived here. I believe Harry Belafonte and Company helped the Shabazz family finish buying this house, because with Malcolm gone, they really didn't have money back in the day. They really helped him. They really helped them get along. As the house got over, of course, taxes and everything came about. They couldn't handle the house anymore. Betty moved on to someplace else. The city of Mount Vernon now owns the property, and the mayor is looking to do something with the property to make it more into a historical site, museum type thing. So that's what's going on. Lives in now? Nobody, the city owns the property.
Go for it. Today, we're at Maggie Spillane's. This is our fifth stop on the first annual food crawl, A Taste of Mount Vernon. We're here with Tony Spillane's and his lovely family and staff, amazing staff. So Tony, why did you come on board to be a part of this food crawl?
We at Maggie Spillane's, we like to contribute to the neighbourhood, to the seniors, to different organisations in Mount Vernon. We felt that it was a good thing, and we were glad to participate in this good event.
I love it. And where's that amazing accent from? Tell everybody in Mount Vernon.
We're originally from Ireland, a small county called Tipperary in Ireland.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Wait.
Bye.
You can see up this block where there's a little hump where there's a dip actually. You see where the dip is right there?
Yeah.
That's part of the train. See where the car is dipping in? That's part of the train line, alright? If you look right here where Western Beef is, Western Beef is where the train came across and went across Fulton Avenue. So as we're going up right here, this used to be the train yard underneath. So we're actually going over a bridge.
I didn't know that.
So this is the bridge that we're on, and if you look underneath here, this ramp wasn't there, but this was the back of the train station, and the train used to roll right into here, and people would be able to come down on the platform and get on the train and go to Manhattan or go to White Plains. There's no, of course, there's no longer a train station, but this technically that we're on right now is a bridge.
Oh, wow.
So what is this building right here?
That's the old train station.
Oh, okay.
That's the Westchester Boston train station. We're going to go around to the front.
So Western train station and
The building is on 3rd and 3rd Street. It's a convenience store now. I think it only has 2 stories. So if you get some time, go by there. And I don't think we're going to make it back to the Stevens house, which probably should have been the first house that I showed you. John Stevens is the person who came to Mount Vernon, started an association for some people to come and buy plots of land, and that's what started Mount Vernon. His house is right across the street from the Dole Center. It's cat-a-corner to the block. It is also owned by the city, and it's being refurbished right now. So Stevens house is the 4th and last historical site that I failed to show you. So if we had time, I would loop you around there, but there's next year. Next year we're going to do it again, and we're going to have the bus filled, and we're going to invite some folks. So thank you very much, everybody.
All right, Marcus. Great job, man. Great job. Great job. Great job.
Hi, everybody. Did you guys have fun today? Yeah? Yeah? Excellent. What'd you like more, the history or the food? The food, right? The best combination. The both. There we go. Very good, very good. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming to the first annual food crawl, A Taste of Mount Vernon. We're here at Froyo World, and everybody had a fantabulous time, as at least the survey said so. We want to thank all of our participating restaurants, all of the sponsors that were here, and more importantly, my staff! They rock! Thank you so much, and have a great one. See you next year. Let's crawl!